Welcome to Cashflow Savannah, everybody. Thank you for being here. I'm Julie. I think I know all of you guys. But thank you, Vanna, for turning off the music. Or Vanna White, I would just die without you. So welcome. Oh, I need my cue cards. Hang on one second. I forgot something. Sorry, Shake. Okay, sorry. Okay, welcome. Sorry, cue cards. It's been a minute. We were off for July, so I missed getting to see you guys. I don't know, some of you guys made it for breakfast. We had a huge turnout at breakfast. We did have a breakfast in July, and it was so great. And Caesar, you always show up, and I just appreciate that so much. Wasn't it a good breakfast? We had a killer crowd. I can't remember there were a lot of people there, and I just had so many great conversations. So I just want y'all to know we always meet here once a month, but once a quarter, I do try to do a breakfast at First Watch. So if you're interested, it's great because you kind of sit next to someone that you definitely don't know, and then you end up having this great conversation. Like every single time we do breakfast, I go away like, we need to do more breakfast, so anyway, I appreciate you guys all coming. It is really nice and hot outside. Man, I redid a short-term rental that I bought this year, and I've been trying to go by and water the plants, and just watering the plants, I want to die. It takes me like 10 minutes to sit in my car and cool down. But I have to say, I was in Vegas last week for a convention, and I walked out of the airport at 10 at night. And I used to live in California, so it usually cools down at night. It was 111 at 10 at night in Las Vegas. And I was like, Savannah's not that bad. Like, in Savannah, it was like in the mid 80s at 10 o'clock at night, you know what I mean? So I was like, I love Savannah. So anyway, it was funny. I thought I was going to freeze. So anyway, before we get going, I want to make sure we thank our sponsors. I don't think we have any sponsors here. That's terrible. Oh, we do. Sorry, Gabe. Sorry.
I didn't pay for it, but I work for the company.
I apologize. Actually, we have Oscar. We have two. Okay, good. Usually most of our sponsors are in it. What am I saying? We have three of our sponsors.
You rub the house in on me. Forget about it.
Most of our sponsors are hard money lenders, and I don't see, that's what I was referencing. I'm so sorry. I apologize. Gosh, Kevin, I piss you off every meetup, don't I?
You're consistent.
This month I'm not bragging about stealing a deal from Kevin, but I did. Poor Kevin. I'm so mean to you, Kevin, and I love you.
Hey, it's all good.
I'm sorry. Okay, so let me make sure and thank our sponsors because we could not, you guys, this is not free. Like, I cannot say enough. And in fact, I've been looking at other spaces and I keep going, oh, I'm going to stick where I'm at. The first one I want to talk about is Lawrence. Lawrence is not here, but he has Quality Coastal Homes, and he is so wonderful. I finally got Lawrence's 30-second pitch because Lawrence is usually here. But Lawrence is with Quality Coastal Homes, and he's an agent and also an investor himself. Lawrence has a pretty nice portfolio. And Quality Coastal Homes, we believe real estate is better when we build together. We partner with investors at every stage of the real estate journey, from finding the right opportunity and analyzing the numbers to navigating the new construction and creating a strategy to sell, hold, or grow. We also work with investors who have private capital or are looking to access private capital and want to put that capital to work in the right real estate opportunities. Whether you're just getting started, looking to grow your portfolio, or have a property, or have capital invest, we want to help you take it to the next level. We're not just building houses, we're building relationships, creating opportunities, and helping investors build their future through real estate. Let's build together. You guys, Lawrence is awesome. He's a big friend of our community, and his podcast on the Cashflow Savannah podcast, I think he has twice as many views as any other thing that Chandler and I have ever done. And he has a very powerful story. Lawrence was actually working at the sugar refinery here in Savannah when it blew up years ago. And he was the last guy out of the hospital in Augusta. And it changed his life. And he's now a real estate investor. I'm a huge fan. Lawrence is awesome if you ever get a chance to hang out with him at Quality Coastal Homes. So we thank you, Lawrence and Quality Coastal Homes. Our next sponsor is Low Tide Lending. And I don't see Emily, she's not here. Low Tide Private Lending is a boutique private lending firm headquartered in Charleston, serving real estate investors across Savannah and the Carolinas. They specialize in short-term funding for fix and flip projects, rental renovations, and creative financing solutions tailored to meet investors' unique needs. With their ability to close in 10 business days or less and a simple draw process, Low Tide makes securing funding quick and stress-free. If you're an investor looking for a reliable lending partner, Low Tide Private Lending is a fantastic resource to help bring your deals to life. We thank you, Low Tide. Next, Quentin Marlin. Quentin's not here, but he's my favorite closing attorney, and not just because he sponsors our meetup, but Quentin does a great job. He's very familiar with creative financing. May I say he's amazing at business sales. I've used him for that purpose multiple times. I have another one coming up that I am going to use him for. And I cannot say enough about having a guy that you know, like, and trust writing that contract. And he's just been huge when we go through closings. Gabe, can I get an amen for all the work Quentin does to help us get these things closed?
Absolutely. I use
He's-
him for my personal deals as
Yeah.
well, too.
I do as well.
I've used them for God knows how many deals at this point.
Yes. Quentin's been a great friend of this group. Marcellus, have you used Quentin as well as a closing attorney? You should. He is awesome. So we thank Quentin. Our next sponsor, Bridge Capital. We love Bridge Capital. They're our first ever sponsor. We finance up to 100% of the purchase price in rehab, and you want to expect a 3% origination fee. That's very common even with traditional lenders. 1% per month rate, interest only, paid monthly, and a 6-month initial term with a 6-month extension available. There are no prepayment penalties, and they do a non-appraisal with a desktop valuation instead. And they want to see a credit score over 690, and experience is not necessary, but they like 20 to 30,000 in liquidity to borrow. So keep that in mind. Our next sponsor is Guild Mortgage. Gabe, tell us about Guild. I love working with Guild.
Holding off on stuff in my face with my burrito.
I'm going to come up here so they can see you, and I'm going to stand next to you so with the
All
microphone.
the exposure. I love it.
That's right.
Hey guys, my name is Gabe Santine. I work with Guild Mortgage here in Savannah. So we are a conventional lender. So we do your standard, conventional FHA, VA, all that stuff. But Guild has done a really good job over the last year of building our expanded program. Guild knows, and they actually told me this last week, that 30% of all purchases next year are predicted to be non-qualifying mortgage purchases. So that's out of the box stuff.
What does that mean?
Non-qualifying mortgages are mortgages that can't be sold to Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac.
Oh,
so
okay.
they're not your conventional, they're not your FHA. They're your DSCR,
Okay.
your bank statement loans, your 1099 loans, all that stuff. So Guild has been putting a lot of emphasis on doing brokered loans, but bringing them in-house. So what that means for you guys as investors is we get that that flexibility, you could say, of brokered loans and the guidelines of brokered loans, but you get the in-house pricing and we get the in-house speed as well, because it's less hands in the cookie jar, less people that have to look at it, and more control for us. So while we are a conventional lender, I specifically work with a lot of investors doing a lot of DSCR, not only purchases, but cash out refis as well. We have a program where we have no seasoning period, so you can take all your money out in
That's
less than 6 months, which is pretty rare in the market. So I love talking about this stuff. I love being in this room, especially with Julie running this. So if you guys have any questions or want to run any scenarios by me, I'm always happy to talk about it. And thank you.
How did you get
Absolutely.
introduced? Is the funny part.
Julie was my.
No, I'm talking about Julie.
How did I get introduced?
No, her when she first started with Guild.
How did you get introduced?
Through you?
When,
Oh, yeah,
You knew
random.
John.
I knew John for years
know.
through baseball.
yeah.
I mean, I sat at the ball field with John Stahl for years. No clue he was a loan officer. And then I went to Mike's open house, and there's John wearing a polo. And I was like, oh my gosh, you're a lender? Like, I'm an agent. I borrow money all the time. I'm a real estate investor. Yeah. But I want to know, seriously, and we don't have a massive crowd, but who in this room has a mortgage through Guild right now? I am one. Look at this.
That's awesome.
A third of the
do as
room.
well.
Right?
I thought he was asking me that question because Julie was my agent on my first house in Savannah, introduced me to John to get my mortgage.
That's right.
And 2 years later, here we are. He's
I
my
s-
boss, and I'm standing up here next to Julie.
Well, and as an agent, my reputation matters, right? Like, I would never send you to a guy that's crap. Like, I send everyone to Guild because Guild is this. And Guild has saved several deals. I've had, of course, people can choose their own lender. I don't dictate that, right? But I've had many times when their lender bails and Gabe or John is able to step in and save it.
It happens a lot.
It happens way more than you guys would realize.
John and Gabe cannot
That's
close a
right.
loan. You don't have
That's
any
right.
business buying real estate.
Agreed.
None.
Agreed.
Because I've seen them close one with the person quitting their job twice.
Yeah.
And their credit score was a 610.
Right.
So
They
Now
make
you
it
guys
happen.
know I like coming to this room.
Well, and you're a real estate investor yourself. You have what, 3, 4 in your portfolio?
Yeah, 4.
And that's huge to me too. Like, I'm huge on authenticity, and Gabe's not going, I know how to do work with real estate investors. Gabe is a real estate investor, and John, who he works with, is also a real estate investor. John has rentals. So anyway, I love your authenticity, and Guild has the best service in the world. So thank you. Thank you for sponsoring.
Thank you.
But thank you for being awesome. So we love Guild. Our next sponsor, one of my favorites, Wingman Junk Removal. Keith Gay is not here, but I know you guys all know Keith. They do a great job. They have my trust. We give them codes all the time and photos of what we want them to do. I have yet to have them come back. Like, they do exactly what you ask, and they do a great job. So I really cannot give Keith Gay a big enough shout out. Do you use anyone else other than Keith,
Matter of fact,
Kevin?
He did a job for me today.
Did he? That's where he's not here because he's cleaning out your house right now.
He's on his way to Colorado right now.
Oh, is he?
I talked to him. He's getting on the
Okay. You know, one of my favorite things in the world to do is work with friends. It is, right? Like, if I can work with a client or a vendor that's a friend, I know them. I don't have to worry about them. I don't have to babysit them.
So one
Keith
thing
Gay.
on that, Keith also, not just junk removal. If you need a dumpster, he does
Yes.
dumpsters
Oh,
now.
no, no.
He's in
I
dumpsters.
used to.
Yeah,
And he
Yeah.
is very, very affordable. You
Exactly.
get the dumpster in and out and not let it sit.
Yep.
He is extremely affordable.
Yeah.
And so like he does, the dumpsters are our new addition, and he's been doing a bunch of those for investors, and they're the small ones, so you don't have this 30-yarder sitting out there catching all the attention and all the neighborhood trash. So,
Yep.
Yeah, but he does a very good job doing that, and if you get it in and out in a couple of days, he will give you a discount, and
Nice.
it's extremely affordable. Just let me tell you, you're not gonna find anything else out there.
I agree. Once I found Keith Gay, I just it's a one call, that's all. I sound like whatever that lawyer is. But the other beautiful thing about using a sponsor out of this room, I'm just saying, like, I'm going to use Gabe as an example. Like, Gabe knows if he jacks you over, you're going to come back in this room and talk about it, right? So, like, these guys, you know, like, Keith Gay is we love him, we use him, but we also talk honestly here. Like, I don't want a client to be unhappy. I would be horrified. So, anyway, but we love you, Keith Gay and Wingman Junk Removal. Our next sponsor is my favorite, who I always remember as a sponsor, and I would never forget, Heart Property Solutions.
Heart Property Solutions is gonna let the other half Heart Property Solutions.
Okay.
No, you skip so many meetings. You gotta.
Come on, Kevin. Tell us about Heart Property. We love Heart Property Solutions. We know y'all are the best for sure.
I don't know if we're the best, but we try hard.
Heart Property Solutions is the best. I'll say it for you.
We're a investment company that buy properties, rehab them, and currently everything we're rehabbing we turn into DSCR rentals. But our market niche, as a fact is, we try and find properties before they go in foreclosure and help the people get out so we can save their credit, and then we help them we try to give them a few dollars to go down the road to buy something new to get into, and that's kind of our niche market. We do buy stuff off the MLS sometimes, but that's our market's trying to help people. And then the other thing we do a lot that we like to do is, you know, I think there's many people in this room I've you know, pounded off from different ideas, different things. They ask things about my business, I ask things about their business, and we share. We're good about sharing, and we want to help mentor people, because everybody in this room needs to understand that
Right.
we need to learn from each other's mistakes so we don't make the same mistakes. And that's something that's very important in this industry, especially with as tight as the market is right now. You know, all of us need to make as least mistakes as we can to try and benefit from this market. But that's what Heart Property does in a nutshell. And I get sent out to my
That's
beautiful
right.
property manager wife that puts up with my crap every day. and some days she has to go take a drive, but she's okay.
We take turns.
Oh, we're lucky to have y'all in the family, Kevin. We're very lucky. If y'all ever
You know,
want
you use
help,
my name all the time.
What you? No, I don't forget your name. I'm looking for my hard money people. They were right here. Thank you for sponsoring, Kevin. We really appreciate you guys. So thank you. Our next sponsor is also one of my favorites. I have many favorites. Nova Insure. Oscar, tell us about Nova Insure. I love working with y'all.
Oh, thank you. Well, I work with Nova Insure. We're an independent insurance agency here in Savannah. We do property and casualty. Lately, we're working with several investors, trying to find the best deal to insure their properties, and also trying to restructure their policies so we can get a little bit of savings, but at the same time, be able to have a great coverage in case you need it. So that's our work. I'm an investor myself, so
Yes, you are.
I know pretty well where to find savings and try to. We all are on the same boat. So if you need anything, please don't hesitate to reach out, and we're here as well.
And you'll do their private homes,
Yeah.
long-term rentals, short-term rentals. Do you do
Private.
commercial?
Yeah, we do commercial property,
Okay.
long-term rentals, short-term rentals, business also as well, workers' compensation if you do
Really?
need to. Yeah.
Great.
So here, hopefully, we'll be able to serve you.
It's so nice working with family. Y'all, Oscar has a bunch of my policies personally, and
Yeah.
I haven't been able to beat him. I do fact check my agents every year, every other year, because I want to save money, and but anyway, so far Oscar's beat everyone, and I thank you so much.
Thank you.
Especially on the short-term rental side, like with hot tubs and pools and
Oh,
stuff. It's hard to find an agent that'll do that. There's one that's national that is also very good, but they're extremely expensive. And once I was able to fire them and use Oscar, whew, that was money right in my pocket. And I'm happy to support someone local too that also supports our meetup. So
Thank you.
you do a great job. I have personally. Anyone else use Oscar? I know several in this room use Oscar. Yeah,
Matter of fact,
like that says it all.
He saves me money every day.
Right.
We're working on policies right now, renewal policies, where he's saving me money. Honestly, this guy right here, from an insurance standpoint, he can do everything he can to save any
Yeah.
investor in this room.
Yep.
Yeah, and he helped us get this builder's risk policy that Mike talked to us about while we were fixing up some
That's
things
great.
before we were moving in that we were having a hard time finding with other people, and you guys did a great rate. And, yeah, thank you.
Always work with family. Family,
Glad to
family,
hear that.
family. Love it.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. Well, you can't get enough, good news here. So thank you. Thank you so much, Oscar. Okay. I do have one more and we'll stop. Coastal Equity Group, I do not believe is here. And they're the leading private lender in South Carolina, and they're well known across the Southeast for delivering white glove service and best-in-class direct funding. They specialize in residential investment loans, including fix and flips, new construction, rental, and transactional financing. With in-house underwriting and a fast, dependable process, Coastal Equity Group structures loans around each deal's unique needs and prioritizes long-term partnerships. If you operate in the residential investment space, Coastal Equity Group strives to be the last lender you'll ever need. For investors who value relationships and want a lender that can grow alongside them, Coastal Equity Group welcomes the opportunity to connect. So all of these sponsors, you guys, if you like what you're hearing, cashflowsavannah.com, we do have a link that says sponsors. So if you want to know, hey, how do I get a hold of Gabe? How do I get a hold of Oscar? How do I get a hold of Kevin or Coastal Equity Group? Just go to cashflowsavannah.com. It's all there. Always you can reach out to me as well, I'll tell you. But we really thank our sponsors. So now we get to my favorite part, which is our wins and wants. Okay? So if you have a win or want, I'm going to come up here so you'll be on YouTube, but stand next to me so they can hear you on the thing, on the channel. But I want to know who has a win. This is a tough market. So if anybody has a win, I think we should triple celebrate. Who has a win? Anybody? Mike, come up here. Come here, Vanna White.
So I'm actually working on a pre-foreclosure right
Okay.
now. It's an estate, so super complicated because, well, she doesn't have access to the lending. Like she can't even tell us what payoff is because they won't talk to her. Not the loan person.
Deceased.
So, not the deceased. So we've been able to get her set up. We're actually using low tide to close the deal because it's in South Carolina. I mean, you insure in South Carolina, by the way? I need to talk to you. We're having a hell of a time finding insurance for this thing. But it's a multi-family. It's 2 units on 1 lot. We are splitting to 2 lots. But because the way it appraises as it sits, the value is going to be a huge win. It's got a huge upside potential. So it's going to be a pretty good win for me for this year.
Nice.
So.
Come on, Mike. Congrats. Some opportunity, guys. This is a buyer's market. All of y'all need to be buying. Just saying. Who else has a win? Come on. I know we have some more wins going on. Any other wins? My win is that Ryan and Amanda are here, you guys. These are my VIPs are here from Buffalo, New York. They invested in Savannah last year on like 2 days before the year ended. They bought something December 29, 2026. Y'all closed. 25?
Yeah. It's 2026 now, really.
Oh, you're right. We closed in. I thought you were saying December 25, and I was like, what? 2025. Yeah, Ryan was like determined to close before the end of the year, did it with 2 days left. We always ruin Quentin's New Year's. That's my favorite thing to do, is to make him close like right.
He closed one on New Year's Eve for me once.
He did for me as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
All
So
done and closed before New Year's.
Yeah.
30th. It's all done.
these guys took the ugliest short-term rental in Savannah and made it. I mean, it was ugly. It made 23 grand in 2024. 24 or 25. It was
24, nothing at 25.
yeah. And Ryan and Amanda are grossing over 6 figures this year. And they didn't launch till March 1. And that's a win. Come on. So welcome. I know you don't feel loaded, but you're doing great. I promise you. I promise you. I'm always like pulling these guys out of a tree. I'm like, you guys don't get how crazy sexy your calendar is because it's packed. Like they're booked into March of next year already. Okay.
Wow.
Most people with a short-term rental, what's the furthest up? I want to say April is the first. They're already booked in April of 2027. And this house, again, made nothing in 25, 23 grand in 24. And this year, grossing, we're talking gross, over 6 figures. And it's because of these guys right here. They are awesome. And I'll never forget walking Amanda in that house, and she's like, no. She left. I had to bring her back later that day or maybe the next day. Like, she was like, no. And I'm like, y'all, it doesn't need a rehab. It just needs decor. And it really needed decor. We didn't want to touch anything. It was just like, there's a couch, don't touch it, you know. But anyway, that's my win, is having y'all here. Okay, next, who has a want? Who's here looking for things? I know we have a few wants in this room. Who's wanting things? Come on, Kevin.
Always wanting reasonably priced houses.
Yeah.
That need a little bit of help to get them up to a good market value for rental. And that's, we'll take a couple of months if you get them.
Kevin and I are both looking for desperate sellers. Sorry, I'm getting in on this.
Well, it's very inept with what the lawyers said at the closing table. How do you like this market? It is a fantastic market.
Yeah,
For us as investors, it's a fantastic.
that's right.
So much opportunity.
I cannot say enough, you guys. We're here to buy low, sell high, or rent high. I prefer to rent high, not sell. But like, nobody's buying right now. And that is exactly why these two are winning, because they bought when no one wanted to. And I've been buying, Kevin's been buying. The sophisticated guys are getting really rich right now, okay? And the people that wait for everyone else to do something and then they jump in, they're having a hard time, okay? So keep in mind, you've got to always, as investors, we've got to be opposite day. You do the opposite of what everyone else is doing. And that is when you make money. I doubled my portfolio during the shutdown. No one was buying during the shutdown. And I just happened to have been blessed to have opened a line of credit 6 months earlier, and I had nothing on it. And then we had the shutdown, and people were giving me properties. And it took cojones to do that. I was terrified. And right now, people are a little terrified, right? It's been a little sluggish market. It's taking longer to rent. It's taking longer to everything. But like, I just want to encourage you, run your numbers, be tight, be aggressive on your offer, but understand your numbers. And this is a buyer's market, so don't miss that opportunity. So anyway, so as always, we're here to learn. I know we love hanging out with each other and talking, but we have a speaker tonight, and he's I want to say one of my, because I have 2 property inspectors, okay? And I want to talk as an agent for a second. We have a love-hate relationship with property inspectors. Andrew, you know I love you. But like, sometimes they kill the deal, and you want to kill them for killing the deal. And what I appreciate about, the best thing I appreciate about Andrew is he'll sit down with my clients and go, I'm gonna really put this language in really strong and scary, but what I'm trying to do is help you get a reduction. And it does work to get a reduction, right? But at the same time, you kind of have to balance it to where you go, hey, you have this, or this is messed up and I need a reduction, but you don't want them to be, you don't want your buyer to be so scared that they walk. So that's a fine line, okay? And I'll keep fussing at you for the next 20 years about that, but like, Marcellus, you understand what I'm saying, right? Like, you want the inspection, you want your client happy, but you don't want them to freak out because of what was found. So it's always kind of a balance. And I have to say, of all the guys I've worked with, Andrew actually walks that line pretty well. I know you are on the do not call list of a couple of agents, which is probably par for the course.
They are all mine.
He is my first dial typically because I really enjoy working with Andrew and his wife. They're really good. They work together. They're fast. They do great service for our clients. So anyway, I brought in Andrew to talk to you guys about property inspections. I told him y'all are going to have a ton of questions. He's seen a lot of crazy stuff. In fact, we were talking earlier about some peeling paint that Andrew was like, oh, yeah, it was no big deal to him. But anyway, please welcome Andrew Capwell. He's here to visit tonight. He's a future real estate investor. I have been fussing at Andrew to buy a portfolio, and we're going to do it, right? Like,
You're damn right. Absolutely.
You come in this room long enough, and you're going to walk away with a few rentals. Here, let me help you. You're going to have a great insurance provider. You're going to have a lender. Like, the great thing is you're going to walk out of the room with your whole team, and that does make it a little bit easier. Okay, perfect. But anyway, welcome, Andrew Capwell.
Thank you, everybody. All right, guys. So I am Andrew Capwell. I am the owner of Capwell Home Inspections, not Capital. Everybody gets tongue-tied. I'm not going to stand up here for long and bore you about what a home inspection is because everybody pretty much know what a home inspection is. Am I right? Anybody need education on that except for you, YouTube? YouTube needs to know that a home inspection is a professional evaluation of the current home that you're looking to buy or sell. All right, so with that said, so we at Capwell Home Inspections are getting ready to celebrate our first decade in business. So we have been doing this for a long time. Thank you. So a little bit about myself. I am a local. I'm from here. This is my stomping grounds. I've done a lot of partying upstairs when this was a bar a long time ago. So I've done a lot of partying on the street. But anyway, so my dad, actually my parents, they were well endowed in the real estate world back in the late 90s, early 2000s. My father built a neighborhood in Effingham, and my dad kind of drugged me around whenever we were going through the process of building this neighborhood. All the while, he was also building houses everywhere else. Countless houses he's built throughout my life. He's also an appraiser by trade. So I came to him when I was about 18 years old. I was getting ready to graduate high school, and I said, Dad, I really want to be a home inspector. And he's like, no, you're not going to be a home inspector. You're going to be an appraiser. I'm like, all right, cool with that. So anyway, life went on. I did not become an appraiser. I became a home inspector like I said I was going to do, damn it. So anyway, here I am. And anyway, my wife and I are going to be teaming up. I actually have 2 clients in here tonight. Isn't that right? Just 2 tonight? I think just 2 clients. But anyway, so me and my wife, what we do is we come to the house and we tag team it. My wife is going to be on the interior. She's going to be checking everything interior. She's going to be making sure that your windows open, close, lock. She's going to be checking all interior plumbing, all interior electrical. Meanwhile, I'm going to be going around the exterior. I'm going to check the exterior wrap. I'm going to check the roof, the garage. I'm going to open up the electrical panel, make sure everything's wired correctly. I'm going to check out the water heater. I'm going to check out the HVAC. If we have a crawl space, I'm getting up under that bad boy too. We're actually pool certified, so we do pools also, not hot tubs. But we actually just launched our new company, and this is our second company, and this is for our commercial inspections because we're actually commercial inspectors also. So that's going to be, and we haven't actually we haven't done a soft launch yet, but it's called Capco Squared. So that's going to be our other baby. So I want to open it up to any questions that you guys may have. And I know you've seen me on social media before, so you kind of know what we're dealing with here.
I got a question for you too.
Yep.
Do you do special inspections for investment properties?
Yes, yes I do. Yes I do. So a lot of our investors most of the time are only interested in what the structure looks like or what the structure and electrical looks like, because most of the time whenever somebody is going to buy an investment property, we already know it's got to be fluffed up a little bit or it's got to be gutted, one of the two, or sometimes it's turnkey. Oh.
I'm gonna flip this upside down.
Gotcha. Sorry, I'm distracted, dude. ADD hard right now. So we do cater to our investors. Yep, absolutely. Yes, sir.
So because this room is full of investors, what is something you tend to see on investment, say flips, as a common mistake that newer investors may make that is you see a lot of? Because I know I've seen a bunch of it. And
getting in over your head.
Well,
getting in over your head. I think that's one of the biggest. Ryan and Amanda. Gosh, I'm sorry, Amanda. That's second time. Ryan and Amanda. So they actually have a good little success story, because as we talked about earlier, they walked into the house. We're like, Amanda was like, "What are we getting ourselves into?" Luckily, they made a great choice. They picked a great spot, and they're actually doing really well. So I think what I see a lot of is a lot of investors don't necessarily heed the warning of their home inspector, because prime example, there's a multiplex on MLK. My buyer, he really wanted this place. This place is dilapidated. To him, it was gold. So I don't know what the man's budget is. The kid was 25 years old. He bought this place, and I think it's going to sink. But that's not my problem. You know what I mean? I did what I did. I told him. I gave him the information. I said, "Here you go on a silver platter. Here's your inspection. Do with it what you will." But if I were you, I would run.
So I want to refine that just ever so slightly on the sales side. So when you see investment properties that have hit the market, you've got your buyer hired you.
Right.
What is something, because I know what we see a lot of is they'll cut corners in plumbing and electrical, save a few bucks.
Yep.
And like that's the when the inspection report comes back, those are the boxes that always come back red.
Oh yeah.
And red is not 100%. The color you want.
Landlord special.
Yeah.
The landlord special. I see them all the time. Not going to name any names, but I can name a certain realtor right now who is world famous for the landlord special. Anytime I see that this person has a property for sale that I'm getting ready to go look at, I scream inside. I'm like, I know I'm going to be here all day. Because now I know I have to chase down plumbing. I have to chase down wire. The installation, you're going to have two types of installation where you have spray foam, and there should only be spray foam, and that's it. And you have fiberglass insulation. So now I got to make somebody mad and tell them that, hey, one or the other, let's go. So I see it all the time. So yeah, it's there's so many cut corners that we're actually rounded off at this point. You know what I mean? So yeah, yes sir, Marcel.
Do you guys also test for mold?
Yes, we do mold
That's a good
testing. So what we'll do is we'll actually bring a mold kit and we'll test it and see if we have any positivity. Now, are we mold certified? No, we're not. But what we do is we do buy the mold kits, and it's basically like what the police have. They shake the little thing and it tells you yes, positive. So that's yes, we do. Also, telltale sign is always a smell, always. Now I had nose surgery a couple years ago, and for some reason now I can smell like a dog. So like whenever I walk into a house, I'm like, oh yeah, here we go. We're on something. I got you now.
What does mold smell like?
Mold.
Yeah. To me, it's like a slight back of the tongue.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very pungent. It almost hurts because your body, your natural system is like, whoa, we don't need this. So like you immediately back away.
What do you get out of doing the kits in addition to your intuition with it?
What do you mean?
Like, why do you do the kits still?
Just because it's going to be a clarification. Because whenever I look at something, I know what it is. But legally, I can't say that this is mold or this is fungus or this is mildew. I have to say fungus-like, mildew-like, mold like,
And
because
then
I'm
you
not
can
certified.
Give the results of the kit even if you're not a mold inspector. And
That's right. So what I'm still, even though,
Certifies it.
that's right, even though we have positivity, I'm still going to say mold like.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
So you have a mold kit, and if
Yes.
it shows, you put that on there.
That's right.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it
Yep.
the same thing with termites?
So termites, I'm gonna alert you to the presence of,
Yeah.
and I'm not gonna say termites or like their genus or whatever it is. Yeah, wood-eating organisms, wood-boring organisms, and if I see active infestation, I can say that, but I can't say exactly what it is, because I'm not a biologist or a pest controlman. Yep. So that is the legally that's the route I have to go. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
What kind of stuff do you see on new construction housing?
Ooh,
Ooh,
man.
good
Oh, man.
question.
Wow. Hey, that's a loaded question, dude.
Follow-up when you
All right. So,
He's about to lose his DR Horton spot.
yeah. No. DR Horton's cool. Oh, yes. So the builder who canceled me. Yeah.
Talk
Here we
about
go.
that.
Here we go. All right. So I am not going to name any names. I'm not going to name any names. I don't want to end them a court. They have more money than I do.
talk to him
So,
after.
all
Talk
right.
to him after.
All right, so for example, I got a call to go do this inspection. All right, so I'm just going to take you through this inspection, then I'll answer your entire question. All right, so get to the inspection. This house is 100% done, per the email. 100% done. Anyway, get to the house. We have detached plumbing. We have breakers missing with wires just hanging out, not capped or anything like that. We have the dryer vent that's coming out the slab, and it is literally 6 feet long. All right, so yeah, I know that the house isn't done yet, but at the same time, I still have to write all this up, like, because you told me it's done. So now I have to treat it as a done property. Am I right? So anyway, I let the report go, and I get a nice phone call, a nice email, telling me what I'm worth. Yeah.
$1 million?
Yeah. I wish. No. So one thing that I do find, it's funny because one builder can have multiple neighborhoods, right? So I know that in this particular neighborhood, even though they're building the same house in this neighborhood versus the next, I know exactly where to go to find certain defects that this neighborhood with the same house is not going to have. So it's actually, whenever I go to, for example, I'm not going to say where, but anyway, I know that I can go to the electrical panel, and I know that I'm going to see nails coming through the back side of the panel. I know that for a 100% certainty. I know that I'm going to find at least two.
Why
So
would the builder build it differently in different neighborhoods?
the contractors.
Different subs.
Yep. Yep.
So I've had a million people ask me as an agent, should I even bother to inspect a new build?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right. Okay, follow-up question, seriously. We're in Savannah. We have all these houses built in the 1800s. Y'all own one of them. Would you rather, if you were the buyer, would you rather buy a house built in the 1800s, early 1900s, or a new build? Like, which one do you think is better built overall?
All right, so obviously we had a big fire here in, I think, like 1877 or something like that, to where we had a lot of our structures got knocked down and completely demolished. And then so they actually implemented a fire code, and I can't remember what it consists of in the 1800s for the current buildings that we're actually one that we're standing in now. So they're built to those standards from back in the day, and is still standing today.
Correct.
For example, we have what looks like, actually this does not look like an original brick and mortar.
You can tell that?
Yeah, no, this
Yeah.
has been redone.
Yeah, this is not original.
Retipped.
Yep. So
The floor
This is
appears
original.
Yeah, the exterior wall.
yeah, this is original. You can tell by this line of brick. Yep. So you can tell by that. There.
Huh.
Yep. That's how they did things back in the day. So what I look for is this right here. So this tells me that this was built to their standards back in the day. All right. So to answer your question, my favorite houses that I think that I would look for today, if me and my wife were looking for an older turnkey house, it would be a house that was built in between the 1960s and the late 80s. Those are some of the best built houses in the world.
Interesting.
They're solid. They'll outlast any new construction. I bet my bank account on it.
How many of you guys own something in that time period? I do. That's good. I've had so many clients say, "Oh, an older house is scary," and I'm like, "It's made to last 100 years."
Yeah, and they do, and they use. So back in the day, they used a lot of heart pine, which lasts for forever. So these days, they want stuff to fail.
Can you say more about that time period of the 60s to the 80s? Like, why is that better than the 1950s or
Sure.
1990s?
Absolutely. So, all right. So, great question. All right. So, pay attention to this. Whenever you're riding down 95, or you're riding down any road, or if you're ever riding by a new construction neighborhood, so they bring in the wood on pallets and pallets and pallets. All right. So, really and truly, pay attention to the 2x4s. Because there's such young pine. The pine is barely mature, and it's notched out, and it's just too young for a house to even be built with yet.
For new construction.
For a new construction, that's right. So now if you're looking at a house, from the 60s to 80s, you're using thicker, more mature wood that is going to, I'm telling you, for 100% certainty, is going to outlast today's houses. 100%.
So one of the things we see in this is these older houses, even when you end up with a infestation, a wood boring infestation,
Yep.
they're never as severe
Nope.
as a modern house.
Nope.
Like, they will eat up a modern house at twice the rate because the wood's so soft.
Yep.
They're using OSB instead
Yep.
of plywood. They're using young pine instead of old pine. I mean, if
Yep.
you take a 2x4 out of even your house and turn it sideways and look at one next to a modern, you're going to see maybe 10, 20 rings in the modern, whereas yours is going to have 40 to 50,
Yeah.
And so the wood's harder. The building materials quality was a lot better back then.
Yep.
Just think of, I don't know if anybody's been in a large builder's home and just try to find a straight line on any wall.
Yeah, good luck.
And it's not necessarily their crews or whatnot. The materials themselves are flawed. So you start with a bad base
Yep.
and add.
Yep.
But by 1960, you have the updated plumbing that isn't cast iron anymore, and you have better electrical than you had in 1940 or something.
Yeah, so that's the easy stuff that can be replaced over time. Like the bones is what's going to outlast. I mean, because you're going to have code changes, you're going to have this. The bones is what matters, in my personal opinion. I mean, because you always build around it. You can always move electrical. You can always replace electrical. Same thing with the plumbing, but it's harder to find that good of a quality of wood today than versus 50-something years ago.
Talk about
60 years
cast
ago.
iron plumbing, because we deal with that a lot. What are your thoughts on cast iron?
Get rid of it.
You're okay with it. Get rid of it, but
Get
you're
rid of
okay with it. Okay.
Yeah, get rid of it. Reason why is because most cast iron plumbing is obviously pre-PVC. So what cast iron plumbing does is rust. So whenever you're not going to see the majority of the rust, because the internal piece of the cast iron is what's actually being exposed to the moisture. So, and then what it does is it rusts, and whenever it rusts, it actually creates these outer spikes like this, and it catches everything. Catches all the toilet paper. It catches, all the, people dump food and grease and everything like that. So it's just not a good product to have anymore. I mean, unless it's brand new. So, but I'm not a fan.
Usually when you find the error with that is when the plumber does come out to punch that line out and it blows out the side.
Yeah.
Ask me how I know.
Yep. I've seen it too.
When you inspect an electrical panel, talk about that. I'm always confused about how many amps a house needs. Like, talk about the panel, because that's super important, and I know enough to know that I need more education.
So, it all depends on what you have. All right. So if we have a fuse panel, that's an automatic. I recommend that it be ripped out and replaced. It's a safety thing at that
Oscar,
point.
will you insure a fuse panel?
No.
Perfect.
There you go. What about a? Did you hear that?
No.
Can you repeat
Federal
it?
Pacific.
What about a Federal Pacific? Stab lock.
No. Yeah. Get my stutter.
Yep. All right. So Federal Pacific, if I see it, I will not touch it. I won't touch it.
What's Federal Pacific? I've never heard of this.
So Federal Pacific is an old stab lock system that was implemented, I think, in like the 60s and 70s, maybe even the 50s. But what it does is actually a fire hazard because of, I can't remember exactly how it's configured, but the configuration creates a fire hazard.
What happens is as the breakers themselves age, they actually fuse to place, so even if you get an overload, they don't trip, which creates the fire hazard. And usually the breaker itself catches fire and spreads it.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's why they're like, we have a rule if we have those in a property that anytime the property is unattended, the power has to be off at main breaker. Because it is that much of a risk.
Yeah.
How often do you see that around here?
Not much, probably 2 a year.
Windsor Forest and across the street, the California streets.
Tibet?
Yeah, that area. They're still out there. We've done several of them out there, but
I see
they're-
some in Thunderbolt too.
Yeah, and so they were installed between 57 and 78. I think is when the lawsuit really did thing. And so if it's in that age and the panel has not been upgraded, that's something to always look for.
Yep.
So.
So when I'm looking at an electrical panel, of course I'm going to take it off, and I want to make sure that I'm going to check the wires first, make sure we don't have any singeing or anything like that. If I see singeing, I'm not going to trip breakers. So most of the time these days we're going to have AFCI and GFCI combo or individualized tripping breakers. So I'm gonna trip them, make sure everything trips. And if they don't, it's a write-up. That means that the breaker has expired. So I'm looking for operation over anything.
What about amps? Like, what amperage do you want to see on a house to make it? Because I've seen a lot of houses with really small panels, and
Yeah.
I'm like, is 100 amps enough? I don't know.
No,
do you have thoughts
100
on that?
these days 100 amps isn't enough, especially for today's appliances. So what I want to see is max or minimum 150.
150.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, but everything these days pretty much has a 200,
Okay.
or they might be divided into two other panels where you have two separate 200s.
I want to ask Oscar real quick. No one ever gives Oscar. Please do not give Oscar the inspection report. No, these two, they stay separated. I love
We
both
are
of you.
not friends.
I'm gonna put a line right here. No. But what freaks you out? What makes you deny a policy?
Everything.
Well, not really.
Everything.
Since we're in coastal areas, roof, it's immediately, I mean, if
What's the
these,
maximum age you'll insure?
after 12, 13 years, some carriers might,
12 to 13.
yeah,
That's nothing.
depending on the kind of roof that you have, they might just ACV or actual cash value the roof or exclude the roof.
Aye.
So that's number one.
Okay.
Electrical panel. I'll say it's number two.
Yep.
If it's not a circuit breaker, it's no.
Now, how would you know if it's not a circuit breaker?
Well, it's they have to have something else. They always in the application they will ask.
You ask it in the
Yeah,
application.
and
Okay.
it's if it's circuit breaker or not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something it's pretty much all carriers have it, and roof it's question number one.
And may I say, if you're doing an insurance application for Oscar or another insurance provider, the buyer is going to use Andrew's report to do that because they're going to say, what's the age of the roof? What's the age of the AC? And your job is to give those numbers,
That's
right?
right. That's
How
right.
do you estimate the age of a roof so they know?
So I'm pretty good about aging a roof. I can look at it. I've been doing this for forever.
Okay.
If I'm not on it, I'm going to be ballpark. Within
Telltale
5
signs.
years, yeah.
What
yeah.
are your telltale signs?
So telltale signs is the way that a roofer taught me how to do this is you age a roof in 5-year increments.
Okay.
So after the first 5 years of a roof's life, all right, say we have an architectural shingle, all right, which is a 30-year roof. After the first 5 years, we're going to start turning gray. That dark color is going to start fading away. We're going to start turning gray, and then within that 10-year period, we're going to get grayer and grayer. We're going to start losing granules, and then after that, we're going to start losing a little bit more we're gonna start balding around like when we get close to like the 20-year mark, we're gonna be balding.
What does that mean?
That means that the granules are gonna be slipping off the shingles. We're not gonna have granules anymore. They're gonna be brittle. They're gonna be very easy to break. Whenever the wind blows, they're gonna get blown off. They're gonna crease. They're gonna crease over. If we have any kind of vegetation touching the house, if we're wiping back and forth constantly during the wind, we're going to tatter everything. So, yeah.
Okay.
That's
so he
another
says
thing.
something.
Insurance company look as if you have any kind of branches or
Vegetation.
vegetation touching the roof.
So you're gonna go photograph it.
They do because
Yep.
after you write the policy and you estimate the age of the roof, the insurance company send an inspection company.
Okay.
Just take a look to the applications and see if that makes sense.
Yep.
And if it does, well, you're fine.
Yep.
But if it's not, and if he finds lamp touching the roof, they're gonna come back and say, just you need to clear that.
Before closing?
No, it's gonna be, they will give you probably like 30, 45 days, depending on the carrier. And then if you don't comply, they probably just cancel the policy.
So typically, what I do when it comes to a roof is like I said, I'm pretty good about gauging the age of a roof. Typically, there's going to be either the sales disclosure is going to be there, or I can just simply ask the realtor, how old is the roof? Take a look at right up. And then all right, so back to the architectural shingles, we have a 30-year roof. If we are at year 15, that means we're at half-life. We need to get a roofer out there. And you're actually supposed to get your roof inspected once a year by a roofer, but no one's going to do that. Just like no one services their water heater, no one services their HVAC. So whenever we're at half-life, we got to get somebody out there to check it out because one, as investors, as realtors, as insurance people, we have to CYA, am I right? So, and that brings me to my next point with the HVAC. HVAC needs to be serviced every 6 months. Water heater annually. Your septic system every 3 to 5 years. So it's always good information to have.
Even if it's on city septic, city
No.
sewer. Okay,
No,
just septic. Okay.
just septic. And I do include all this verbiage on my reports. So which brings me to my next point. So my verbiage on my reports, like Julie was saying earlier, whenever I'm writing something up, this inspection report is a negotiation tool for your purchase. Okay? All right, so that means that you guys have hired me to create a negotiation tool. So whenever I implement my verbiage, I make things sound a little bit edgy, a little bit like it's on fire. So that way the seller feels a little bit, more implied to help you guys out. You know what I mean? So that way, you guys have something to talk about at the negotiation table. Try to knock some money off, know what I'm saying?
They are your friend. It just
Yeah.
doesn't feel like it sometimes.
Yeah, it just depends on who you are.
Seller's friend.
Anything else that would exclude you from giving a policy? Roof, electric,
Well, polybutylene pipe.
Oh yeah, polybutylene. Yep, good one.
and that's
Yep.
your job too.
Yep.
to
I can identify that.
And
Yep.
it's black, right?
It is gray.
Gray.
It is gray. So polybutylene, may I? So polybutylene had a class, as far as I know, had a class action lawsuit here in Savannah back in the 90s. And it was known for failure. So the way that you can tell, long story short, the way that you can tell that the polybutylene piping has been upgraded and brought to specification is if they have the copper fittings on the ends of the pipe.
Really?
Now, if it's the old, I think it was plastic pieces, the little plastic rings, those were known for failure. So, which,
Dealt with that.
yep,
It was not fun.
yep,
And a lot of your houses built in the late 80s, especially Richmond Hill, Pooler, through the 90s,
yep,
do have it. Some of them got the upgrade because after that class action suit, there was a pool of money put out that where people could take a claim and get it fixed.
yep.
Whether they did it or not varies greatly.
Yep.
I've done a couple of them with it that had it done, and I've done a couple with it that didn't. So.
Yep. And still, even if I see it and it does have the copper fittings, I still recommend that it be evaluated further by a plumber.
Gabe, do you have to go? I was just about to get to you.
yeah.
Do you have
What's
2 more
up?
minutes?
Absolutely.
Okay, we'll come back to this because I want
Got
to
it.
talk about
Got
poly.
it.
But Gabe, as a lender, I really want to ask Gabe. So, like, what do
Savannah.
you not want to see? We have what's called an ATAC, where you are requesting repairs from the seller. So, what freaks you out as a lender? We've talked about insurance, but what makes the lender go nope, or the underwriters, I should really say?
coming off of the inspection, I always recommend that if you can deal with the ATAC, buyer to seller, and work that out, I would say that's probably the best way to
You'd
go
rather
about it.
not see it.
Yeah. If I am going to see an ATAC, I'd rather not see them just copy and paste the inspection report. I've seen that a couple times, and
Yeah.
that is that's brutal. That's annoying for everybody. I mean,
Right.
you don't want to be the seller getting that.
It's a legal document.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to be the seller getting that. You definitely don't want to be giving that to the underwriter, because once we do see the ATAC, we do have to give it to the underwriter and make sure that all that stuff is complete.
So if I'm representing a buyer and I say, Ryan and Amanda are requesting $8,000 to cover repairs, but I don't say what they are, that's your preference? Is
Exactly. Yes.
No long list of
Yeah, and I mean,
elements?
even if you can work that out just between the two parties, it's
But if we're pulling money off of the purchase and sale agreement, we do have to notify the lender. So there has to be some kind of an ATAC. But we always try to be very careful with how we word that because we don't want to freak out the lender.
Some of that
Right.
also goes by lending type.
Right.
FHA, VA have different requirements.
100%. Typically, the inspection is usually between buyer and seller. What really gets us is more so what's on the appraisal, because that's inevitable, right? They're definitely going to see that. The inspection, we can work around seeing that or not
Okay.
seeing it. So, like I said, probably keep it between parties. But if you're not going to, make it not vague, but make it generalized.
Right.
So they're not like, okay, like we have to see something about the electric, or we have to see something about the HVAC. That would be my
Especially
advice.
now what we're seeing in the recent market, because it's a buyer's market, when it's a giant amount. I just heard of one that was a $47,000 write down
insane.
on the price because
Oh,
of the
gosh.
inspection.
The lender had more questions.
That's going to raise some red flags.
100%.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and I mean, even stuff that's recommended, again, this is mostly on the appraisal, not the inspection, but even stuff that's like recommended, we're not, like, if an underwriter sees that and they're like, oh, well, like, that seems pretty important, they're going to make sure that even if it's an as-is appraisal, that has to get done before closing.
Does the appraiser, are they going to notate things like a bad panel or a polybutylene? I've never seen that on the
They're
inspection
probably
report.
not going
Okay.
that deep. It does depend
Okay.
on the appraiser.
But if they
for
put it
sure.
down, you're going to take that very seriously.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have to say, I don't know if the lender freaks out about this or the insurance provider, but what makes me bananas is when it always, literally, I'm sorry, I love you, but like it'll always say near end of life on the water heater.
My bad.
In the HVC. And I'm always like, stop saying that because I'm sorry, but if it's working.
Sorry, I have a job to do, right?
But if it's working, it's hard to go, you have to give us a new water heater. It works. So I'm always stuck in the middle on that. You guys, I haven't seen you guys get too worked up about water heaters
No,
and stuff.
that's
if
not
it's working.
necessarily like a guideline, like Mike was just saying. Like, we're more so looking at like chipped paint or rotted wood, like stuff at the end.
Safety.
Structural safety stuff. Yeah.
But that's just FHA, right? Conventional, you're not gonna.
I've seen it on conventional too.
Really?
Yeah.
And they'll deny it.
I have, yeah. They
Till it
put it
gets
under
fixed.
recommended.
Okay.
The wood rot and the paint chipping was under like recommended fixes, and again, depends on the appraiser, depends on the other underwriter, right? It's a very discretionary industry.
Yeah.
And they said, yeah, no, we gotta fix this.
especially if the appraiser takes a direct picture of the wood rot.
Yeah.
Right.
This has happened.
I actually had a question for you before I left. Do you ever communicate with appraisers? Do they ever come to you and
No.
and ask? No.
No, even my dad, like he never has any questions for me. And he's
Yeah.
still
An
in
appraiser?
business. Yeah. Yeah.
The appraisers know it all. They don't
Yeah.
need help from anyone.
That is true. That is true. That is the
Facts.
yeah.
If we show up, they're like, get out. And I'm like, I have comps. I don't care.
Give that to Kim George and Kim George only.
Don't tell Kim I said that, but I don't mean her, but like, yeah,
No,
they,
she's the one that actually genuinely does.
yeah. No, Kim's awesome, but yeah, I've seen some crazy, like, I am God and don't talk to me unless you're on your knees.
Yep. I can make or break you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they do. You know, to be honest with you guys, it's a miracle that we close any transactions because you understand how many people are in on these, like Oscar, or like Andrew, or like Gabe, going, no, that's a no, that's a no. There's a million no's, and then also the buyer can then freak out.
Yep.
And, you know, I'm actually proud of everything we do close because it is a bit of a dance on the, that's what the agents are there to do. The listing agent and the buyer's agent, we're dancing. We're standing on our head. We're on our knees praying. Like, we're in the middle of all these people that have opinions. We just want everyone happy, and we want it to close. And it's a miracle we get as far as we do.
Yep.
Awesome.
That actually. So can I go on? with
Please,
that?
go
All right.
ahead.
So what she just said about like the realtors being like, please. So I actually refuse to work with around 5 realtors because they have asked me repeatedly to tailor the inspections for their buyers to them. That is not my game. I am not that guy. I am not that guy. If that just means that you're just dishonest. You're out for one person and one person only. That's yourself. I don't like working with people like that, and I refuse to work with people like that. Like I said, there's around 5 of them that are on my no answer list. I will not work with them. And I actually put out a video back in February about that. Somebody being, and it was the video was titled Integrity, so which is people are lacking these days. So, but yeah, guys, check me out on social media. You can find me on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. If you need anything, holler at me. Cool.
Awesome. Thank you.
We are
Andrew.
Capwell Home Inspections, and remember, walls can't talk.
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming.
Absolutely.
I hope you'll come back every
course.
month and you'll get more questions. Yeah, let me know. But anyway, I hope that you guys enjoy that. I knew that we always have something to learn. So anyway, thank you, Andrew. And thank you guys so much for coming. This concludes our official part. We're still here for another hour. You can still share and talk. But thank y'all for coming. We will be right back here next month in September. I'm not sure what the topic is, but I'll get with you. Is everyone on our text and email list? Because I am sending those. Okay, good. Cashflowsavannah.com. Ryan. I have to hear about your portfolio, Ryan. This is Ryan's first. I forgot to ask who's new. This is your first meetup with us, right?
This is my first meetup in about a year and a half.
Okay, well, welcome. So anyway.
And if I may,
yeah.
I didn't raise my hand enough because I was talking to Mike earlier about being risk averse.
Uh-oh.
And I said, I want to say something about the wants. And I was thinking of what to say, and I said, I want to be in this game. I want to be just like Ryan and Amanda. I want to get to know Keith. I want to talk to Gabe. I want to be in this world. So
good. Well, you're in the right room.
Everybody here. So
I hope you know we're all here to help you. Like, no one's here like me. Okay, this is a we group. I promise you that.
And what I've noticed in the hour that we've been here is it's a spider web. Like everybody's talking to each other. It's the network. It's the mesh. So
that's right.
It's really awesome to see the group that has connected so much. So.
Well, welcome. We're glad to have you.
Excited to be here.
Thank you guys so much. And just please enjoy, learn something, ask questions. Everyone's here to help. So thank you so much.
Thanks, Julie.
You're welcome.